Hey everybody, we're here to take a look at the UUQ Prince 5. At least that's what it's called on Amazon. So let's take a look at the Amazon box. This is just how they kind of haphazardly threw it in here. So this is the site right here. Comes in one of these nice little industry standard boxes. All right, so like I said, it's called the Prince 5. On Amazon, retails for about 70 bucks as of the making of this video, and it is a 1 by 20 millimeter compact red dot sight, which also has a shake awake feature. I believe they call it a motion awake, and a 2 MOA red dot. So let's go and open this up. I have not actually taken this out of the package yet. What I am seeing for the first time is also what you guys will be seeing for the first time. So here it is, the sight itself wrapped up. You know, it's well protected. This actually does boast a 1000G, shock absorption feature, and 1000 Gs. I don't know where in the known universe you're actually going to experience that, but it's good to know. I think that's how the cover is meant to be on. So it's a nice cover. It's good that it comes with a cover. Let's go and take that off. You have a sort of orange yellow tinted lens there. It takes a 2032 lithium cell battery, so that's nice. It's very ubiquitous, very common. But let's go and take the cover off right here. Stick this in here. Put the cap back on. The threads of the cap are nice and smooth, and it does have a little O-ring right here. I believe that it is waterproof up to 1 meter, which is fine. I mean, something like this, you're going to be probably not scuba diving with it, so I think 1 meter waterproof is perfectly fine. So that's really for just if you're out in the rain or splashing around, say by the pool or something, you're not going to ruin this. Let's go and take a look at these caps here. I do really like that the caps for the turrets come with the little flat head thing right there, so that you can use the cap to adjust the turret itself. And we'll listen for these clicks. Yeah, those are nice clicks. Yep, nice clicks. Good clicks. Good clicks all around. So everything seems to be machined pretty well. I do really like the design. This is kind of a common red dot, based off maybe the aim point, something or other. I kind of forget. But, there's like literally hundreds of these kinds of red dots out there. But one thing I do like about UUQ is they definitely stand by their product, and they make a good product. So here's your low profile mount. And then you have your co-witness. This is probably about 1 inch mount, I think. And 1 inch is about what you need for co-witnessing with your standard M-bus sights or standard iron sights, on a rifle of some sort, or a carbine, or a braced pistol, or anything you put this on. As long as it's got your standard sights, you should be able to co-witness with this. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on. Oh, actually, it is on. I think when I put the battery in, it probably automatically turned it on. So let me go ahead and hold down the minus button. Yep, and that turns it off. And then I press it again, and should turn it on. Not sure if you're going to be able to see that. Oh yeah, there we go. So as you can see, you hold the minus button, and it turns off. Press the plus, and if I can find it, there it is. Turns it on. So it has 11 settings because, sometimes you need to turn it up to 11. But it looks like that on its highest setting, that it's really bright. So you're not really going to be able to see a good view of the dot itself, because usually cameras make dots bigger than they actually appear. But it has a relatively crisp dot. Again, for the price point, it's not that bad. It's definitely not the crispest dot. Crisp. Crispus. It's not the crispest dot, but it is crisp enough. Again, for the price point, I can't really argue with that. But it seems to be built very nicely. It's made out of aluminum. Let's just go over a few more little features. As far as the motion detection goes, I believe it's a 4-minute turn off. If I let this be for 4 minutes, it should turn off, and then as soon as I move it, if I pick up the firearm that it's on, it will turn it right back on. They do say it has a Hey, welcome back out to the farm on this beautiful day. Nice and sunny, about 70 degrees. Just couldn't ask for a better day. And we're here to take a look at the UUQ Prince 5. UUQ did send this out to me, so they wanted me to do a little review here, and that's what we're gonna do. And so far, it's held up really nicely. I've sighted this in and did that intro, so all in all about 100 rounds so far. Not that much actually, probably 60 rounds, something like that. And so far it hasn't budged or anything, so, and it's definitely holding 0, so that's nice. This right here is a 7.62 by 39 AR-15, and I like to do testing on this AR right here because it's chambered in 7.62 by 39. 7.62 by 39 is a little bit heavier hitting than your typical AR-15 cartridge, which is the 223/556. So this one produces a little bit more recoil, and I think it's a good test for optics to make sure that they stay zeroed and stay tight, don't fall off the gun, don't come loose or anything like that. And so far this Prince 5 right here has really been holding up. So just real quick, the rifle here, it is a custom build. We got a KP-15 lower. Is it KP? Yeah, KE Arms KP-15. And I really like this lower right here. It's just nice and lightweight. It's all one piece, and the grip feels nice. And again, with something like the 7.62 by 39 cartridge, it's definitely holding up just fine with a lot of recoil. So these KP-15 lowers are really nice. I've got a couple of them, as a matter of fact. And we've got here a 20 round mag. Got a couple of other mags. Everything is YouTube compliant, so please just calm down. This is a 20 round mag, and the other one I'm going to bring out is a 28 round mag. And these are made by C Products, I believe. I took off the base plate because I've got these Ranger plates, these Magpul Ranger plates on here. You don't always need to carry 30 rounds or 28 rounds. Sometimes something like a 20 round mag, especially with the added weight of the 7.62 by 39, is just kind of nice. I think it gives this rifle right here a really nice profile. And with this UUQ Prince 5 right here, which is kind of like an Aimpoint H1 knockoff in a way. These are very ubiquitous, this kind of a design. You can find a lot of these on Amazon or just on the internet or whatever, for around the $40 to $80 price range. This right here is right in the middle at about 60 bucks. And I think it's very high quality. It comes with this mount right here, which is a co-witnessing mount. And it does co-witness with the iron sights. I've got some Magpul M-Bus 2 sights. And it co-witnesses just fine. We'll go ahead and test that out here in a sec. But aside from that, oh yeah, just real quick, got right here a Odin Mini right here, Olight Odin Mini, with a pressure switch, so very easy to actuate and everything. And anything else about the rifle I should mention? I don't really think so. This muzzle brake right here is a really great muzzle brake. I think it's made by KAK or CAC, however you pronounce it, and it really does a good job of directing the gases upwards and keeping the barrel actually kind of pointed downwards a little bit. So under the heavy recoil of a 760 by 39, this muzzle brake makes this rifle a very flat shooting rifle, because even though it kind of pushes down the muzzle a little tiny bit, it's really easy to just bring it back up and get some rapid shots off and stay on target. So all right, back to the Prince 5 here though. It also has a shake awake feature, or motion awake. I believe there's a lot of different names out there for kind of the same thing, but I believe this is a 4-minute shut off. And we're gonna actually do a closer look at this on the tabletop. So if I'm incorrect about any of the information, I'll go ahead and correct that in the tabletop part of the video. But I have actually tested it out, and it does go off after 4 minutes, and then as soon as you pick it up, move it a little bit, it comes right back on. The dot itself is actually pretty crisp. Right now I have it up on, I think, like the highest setting, and there's no glare. There's really no glare at all, actually. Kind of looking side to side. The dot does a really good job also of just kind of staying center. So yeah, quality wise, this thing has been doing really well. Let's go ahead and take some shots here. I'm at 36 yards, and that's where I like to zero all of my red dots. Any optic that has like a one magnification, and that's just a good all-around zeroing distance, because you can basically shoot from anywhere from 1 yard all the way out to about 350 yards with only like an 8-inch difference in elevation. So I like it a lot, and right now we're gonna go ahead and take a few shots and see if I can hit the target. And we're just shooting some Tula, by the way. I've been sitting on cases of Tula for years now. I'm still only shooting about 20 cents a round right now, which is so nice in today's climate. But yeah, this is some Tula. I'll also say real quick that I did replace the firing pin with an enhanced firing pin, so you get a little bit of extra length out of the firing pin part that protrudes out of the bolt face, and just really ensures that it hits those primers, those hard primers that Tula comes with, as well as the fact that I have a really hard hitting trigger in here. However, it's a really nice trigger. It's that Geisley 3-gun trigger. I forgot exactly what it's called, but I think it's like the 3-gun or something like that. It's not only very smooth, but it's also very light. And aside from it being very light, it has full power springs. So you're not really feeling the full power springs. You're really hitting that primer with that firing pin with a lot of force, which will then hit the primer. And so far it's been 100% reliable. So let's get the shooting. Yep, I already loaded it up. All right, 36 yards. That little target down there, I think it's a 3-inch target, something like that. We got a 3-inch target. I think it's like a 5 to 6-inch target in the middle, and then there's I think that's a 10-inch target at the end. And 10-inch target's no problem to hit, as long as I can shoot well. Not like that. Ah, I nicked it. Alright. Let's load up another mag. I forgot them over there, so give me 1 sec. Alright, so this is that 28 round mag. And it's actually downloaded to only 25 rounds. Just because I'm only spending 20 cents a round on these, I still want to save some money, so I'm not going full mag, just 25 rounds, slightly downloaded. But yeah, let's go ahead and do some co-witnessing, as a matter of fact. We'll see how that does. I can still see the target just fine through the viewfinder, or the whatever you call it, through the red dot itself. I could see the iron sights. I'm knocking off all my targets over there. So yeah, let me go fix those. Gosh darn it. I was kind of wrong on the target sizes. They're actually, I just measured them. They're actually a 3, a 5, and an 8-inch target. I don't know why I thought they were a little bigger, but you know, I mean, guys, they always like to think it's a little bigger, right? You know, like 8 to 10 inches. I mean, the target. That's what I'm talking about. 8-inch target. I mean, that's average. It's an average size target. Alright, I mean, I think there's still probably about 20 rounds left in that mag. So we already did the co-witnessing. I think we can put the iron sights down, because I proved that you can definitely see through the optic, co-witnessing your iron sights. So let's just do some regular shooting here. I'm having a hard time hitting that little 3-inch target. And I think my targets are, they kind of need a little bit of a makeover. I need to rechain them. I'm kind of using a bunch of broken chains right now to keep them up, but I just need to go to the store and get some new chains. Probably some new fittings as well. Alright. 4 more shots. I've got right here, this is just a 10 rounder. Nice cute little mag, but I think it gives it a really nice sleek profile, kind of like a target rifle at this point. It is accurate. Just because I can't hit every shot has nothing to do with the sight itself or the gun itself. It's because I'm not that good of a shot. But I'd say I'm an average shooter with an average sized target down there. Just average me, you know, whatever. Whoop. Did you see that? Piece of grass went flying up. All right, I hit the little target. Yeah, there goes the middle one. Nice. Hit the little one again. Got 3 rounds here. That's alright. I think it's staying zeroed. I think it's staying zeroed just fine. Again, I'm the one that kind of sucks. It's not really the optic. It's on there. I mean, it's tight. So let's go ahead and go back inside and we'll take a closer look here at the UUQ Prince 5. All right, welcome back everybody. So we're just gonna take a closer look here real quick at this UUQ Prince 5 upside down. No, I'm just kidding. Here you go. So it held up just fine from what you could see from the shooting footage. It held zero. It didn't come loose or anything like that. So that's mostly from what you can ask for, you know, for a budget red dot in this kind of a price range, which right now on Amazon is going for about $53. And there's actually a clickable 8% coupon as well. And I did the math for you guys. That's $4.25 off. So for less than 50 bucks right here, you can grab yourself a UUQ Prince 5. And I think I kind of compared this to like the Aimpoint H1, something like that, H1, H2. But it's also reminiscent of something like a Hollow Sun. You know, just because it's typical doesn't mean it's bad or anything. It gets the job done. This right here is like the Honda Civic of the red dot world. It gets you from point A to point B. And that's really all you got to ask for out of something that costs about 50 bucks. So I did go over a few features in the shooting footage, and I just want to reiterate some of those. First of all, something I kind of forgot to mention, it is a 2 MOA dot. It does have a 4-minute shake awake feature or motion awake feature, and I believe it's a 20mm lens. Since it's attached to the rifle right now, I don't think I'm really going to be able to show you the dot. That's gonna be tough to do, but it's a relatively crisp dot. I'm not going to say it's super crisp or anything like that. Again, it's a budget dot, and when I was outside using this, I had it turned all the way up to 11, which is the highest setting, and more than likely you'll never use settings 1 through 4. Really, I think it's kind of funny that these companies turn their dots up to 11. Obviously, they've never seen this is Spinal Tap.
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
Nothing, of course, against that. You always want to have a little extra power, but why not make it 1 through 10? But all in all, the performance was absolutely great. It's a pretty rugged optic. It was standing, or holding up, I should say, to this 7.62x39 chambered AR-15. A pretty decent amount of recoil. You know, 7.62x39 is definitely no slouch when it comes to recoil. So this thing had no issues whatsoever that I could say. I actually don't really have any cons of any kind. You know, I did kind of say there was a little like bleed off for the dot. That's hardly noticeable, but again, at less than 50 bucks, you really can't go wrong. This is a great optic. So I'm trying to think if there's any other features in general. It's pretty lightweight. Oh yeah, of course, the mount. So this is a co-witness mount. I believe it's an inch riser, something like that. Right? Inch riser? Maybe 1.5 inches. I don't know. But anyways, the point is that you can co-witness with your standard iron sights. So something very ubiquitous like these Magpul and Bus 2 sights, or really any, you know, standard iron sight, it's going to do just fine. I really do like these adjustments. It's nice that it's toolless, so you just unscrew the cap here, and then you can use the top of the cap to adjust the sights, and it has some pretty good clicks. First of all, the threads are very smooth, but you can use the top of the cap right there, as you can see with that little notch, and then here, listen to this. Very nice, audible, tactile clicks. So, oh yeah, battery. So this is a 2032 battery. Again, a very common battery, so I'm sure most of y'all, if you're anything like me, have plenty of those lying around. It does come with one battery though, so you don't have to worry about it straight out of the box. And I think it has something like 50,000 hours of battery life, probably on the low setting. So even if you're using it on the high setting, you're still going to get plenty of battery life. And then if it runs out of battery, hey, you know, just pop in another one. It's not too hard. One thing that I didn't test though, but it does say that it is IPX7 waterproof rating. So that basically just means that you can dunk it in the water and it should be fine. But if you submerge it, I think any more than like a meter or something like that, you might have a little bit of seepage into the dot. So, you know, just don't go snorkeling with your Prince 5, and I think you should be fine. And then the housing as well as the mount itself is made of aluminum alloy. So there's no plastic at all on the dot. Or on the optic at all. So it's pretty heavy duty, or not heavy duty, but it's well made. Like I was saying before, pretty rugged. I just tend to leave the cover off, and I don't really think that you're going to scratch it up too much. If you're going in the war with your firearm and you're worried about the lens getting scratched up, you know, do yourself a favor and just get a high quality red dot, right? Something like a Hollow Sun, something like an Aim Point, something like a Trijicon. Spend the money and you'll be just fine. But for the average shooter, I'd say, even more than just plinking around, but even like home defense, recreational shooting, target shooting, all that kind of stuff, this would hold up just fine. And I don't think you're really going to mess it up too much. So right here is the box. I do like these boxes a lot. They do just fine. It came with wrapped up in the plastic bag, and comes with a couple Allen wrenches to torque everything down. You've got your what do you call it? Instructions and lens cloth. A little snack for later. It's my favorite part. And then right here is the low profile mount. So in case you want to take this down a little bit, I do actually like having up on this high profile mount, even if I'm not using the iron sights at all. Like if this was on a gun without iron sights, I would still probably use this mount right here. But just in case, you know, for example, at something that has a higher rail, something like an AK-47, whatever, you know, something along those lines, something that's not an AR-15 that has a slightly higher rail from where the buttstock kind of hangs down a bit. Something like this low profile mount I think would work just fine. So that's gonna just about do it. I do have this dot right here on the table. This is another UUQ sight, and I really do like this one a lot. This is like an SRO knockoff, and this one's been doing awesome. But usually I have it on a quick detach mount that's, I think, a 1/2 inch riser. So usually it sits about right there, which, as you can actually see, the lens part is basically on the same exact elevation. So UUQ keeps surprising me. They did send this one out and they wanted me to do an honest review, and I honestly don't really have too much, you know, anything bad to say about it. Again, for the price range, like, what is there bad that you can say about it? Anybody who's nitpicking this thing has no idea what they're talking about. So don't listen to those guys. Just listen to this guy, right? Okay. Anyways, that's gonna do it. So thanks for watching.